Greetings, programs! Welcome back to CK2, or maybe I should say, welcome back to an unholy mess, because that is what we have. And it's not just me. Everything west of the HRE is looking pretty sorry at the moment. Aquitaine, as you can see, is split between Portugal and the south of France. We've got Castile, which is actually kind of like the Muslims are making a pushback in Hispania, it looks like. And France, what is there of France, is looking completely embattled right now. So, yeah. And then, of course, there's the British Isles. So, not only has England got various civil wars, not only am I fighting for a crown, I'm not even a king anymore, I'm a mere duke, but even the usurper king, Simon Buchanan, is struggling with a civil war at the moment. He's still in the prisons of King Pharaoh MacJedi, who is the would-be King of Scotland, and even though he's a MacJedi, we're going to fight him anyway, because it's my crown, goddammit. It's mine by right, and I will have it. But that then leaves the problem of, well, I've got to take back Ireland. There's still Scotland to deal with. There's still my grand plans for Scandinavia. Hell, it doesn't seem that many episodes ago where I was talking about making Britannia an empire level title, and now look at me, I'm a mere duke. I'm not even a Scottish duke. My primary title is Northumberland, and it has to be Northumberland because, as we discovered last time, changing the primary title changes the succession laws. So it's just an unholy mess. We're not quite back to square one, but still, it is a bit of a setback. So, where we left off, I was sieging Moray. I've actually got a Scottish army that's sieging Cumberland down here at the moment. So maybe we should go and attack them instead, actually, because that would get me a decent amount of war score. Now, at the moment, most of my forces, I almost said forces there, that's not a word. Forces are bolstered by the fact that I'm still way over where I should be in terms of retinues, because the game, at least in this version, I don't think it does even in later versions, if you have more retinues than your cap, if your cap suddenly shrinks because, oh, you go from being a king to a duke, for instance, then the game doesn't automatically go, well, you can't have those retinues anymore. It's just you can't replace them. So we're going to attack this army when we still have a big advantage before they can pull in any reinforcements. Actually, let's march down through there. That's some Irish forces, but we shouldn't engage them. I do want to get these guys out of the fight, though. 700 guys from, I don't know, Athol or wherever that is. But, yeah, there we go. We'll beat them easily. But, yeah, we have a big numbers advantage right now, and I want to preserve that. However, I've got to be slightly careful here. Right, so there's a river crossing between this and Northumberland, so I'm fine attacking from Teviotdale. That shouldn't be an issue. Now, actually, looking forward a little bit, I mean, I think my chances are decent here. I think what I will want to do is maybe consolidate a little bit, try and prevent any other civil wars from happening, and then try and reclaim this Irish crown, because that's a huge part of my power base, which is just gone at the moment, and that was worth. I mean, I've hung on to Dublin, which is good, but these Irish dukes in particular were giving me a reasonable amount of manpower and also a reasonable amount of cash. Although mostly, well, actually no, mostly manpower, because of course they're feudal. They don't give me cash unless you set the laws to give you actually give you money. Also, that rank, that flank rather, doesn't almost, but not quite the right word, doesn't have the doesn't have a general, so we should probably do that. The church preaches celibacy. My friends try to lure me into hedonism by showing me the pleasures of life. I can't really decide if I want to enjoy life or wait for heaven. So I could, do I really want minus 20% fertility? I've got 2 daughters at the moment. My current heir, well, it doesn't actually matter, we're a tanistry. So I could go for celibacy and get extra piety, or I could get extra fertility and some extra monthly prestige. I think actually extra monthly prestige would be better. So there we go. So yeah, Duke Juraki has become a bit of a hedonist, which is fine by me. There's a great line from an episode of did they just run away? Or did we beat them? I wasn't even paying attention. From one of the episodes of The Goon Show. It was one of the better ones as well. It was a riff on Lost Horizons. And, well, they announced the episode as being adapted from the book Lost Horizontally by Fred Hilton. It was one of the better openings to a Goon Show episode. But they have this line that Blue Bottle says about there being no sex, no drugs, no sin. I'm fed up of it, I am. So, yeah, anyway, right, so we've beat that army. That is worth a fair bit of war score. That's absolutely fine. In fact, we'll go and beat this little army here as well from Lothian. So I'm actually, I mean, this is a bit of a gamble. This is a bit of a roll of the dice. And it's not exactly going to make me popular, but it is going to make me in charge. And that's the main thing I care about. So, I could try and march them all the way down there, but I think we'll just lay some sieges in Scotland. Or in fact, no, actually, we'll keep beating armies as and when we see armies to beat, and then maybe we'll lay in some sieges, because beating armies, especially if you have resounding victories, is worth a fair bit of war score. So we've got some troops from the Isle of Man marching up to, it looks like the Western Isles. We'll actually march after them. We will be going across a strait crossing or a water crossing to get to my... that actually does technically count as a strait crossing. You can just see the marker on the map there. Right, completely thrashed that army, but that was only... that hasn't actually affected the war score. I guess because these are the vassal raised forces of the King of Scotland rather than the directly raised forces of the King of Scotland. I could also actually siege Ross itself. Did I raise troops from Dagobah? I think I did. I could actually put some money into castle fortifications that I'm losing. I probably should have checked that first. I'm losing a slight amount of cash at the moment, but it's fine. It's not enough to be seriously worried about. So, ticking war score. What do we have in terms of ticking war score? Controls, so minus war score for not controlling Scotland, so maybe that means I'm just going to have to siege the entirety of Scotland. I hope not. That's going to take a while if so. But I don't know, I think the easiest way would just to be keep beating their forces, and I don't think they have a lot of forces. Oh, Simon Buchanan, I have no sympathy for you. You usurper. I hope you choke on your porridge, sir. Right. So, let's speed it up. King Pharaoh as the heir to the... good grief. Well, we do have a Tanistry succession. So, yeah. It's... well, that's the thing with Tanistry succession, is you can actually... we can always favour Emrys, King of France, to become the heir, but I think I might be literally the only person voting for it. That would be... I mean, maybe once we regain the crown, we could try and unite what's left of France, except that would be difficult keeping it under control. But I might have a slightly more successful time keeping it under control than the AI would. Oh, I had the... oh, I've got prisoners? Do I have prisoners, or was that my only prisoner? It's just, he was a bishop, and I probably could have ransomed him for some money. 46 gold, okay. Duke of Deheubarth. Okay. We're actually missing a... no? Right, current guy's 14. And he says he'd be a better bishop, and he actually would, 16. So we'll make him the new bishop. So there you go, Bishop of Christchurch. Which is Christchurch in Dublin as opposed to Christchurch elsewhere. Isn't there another Christchurch somewhere? Well, apart from New Zealand, there is actually, you know, the town or city or whatever it is of Christchurch in New Zealand. But, I mean, within Britain, I'm sure there must be somewhere. Anyway, right. Well, this siege is continuing. We'll speed things up a little bit. Yeah, this is... there we go, ransom paid. This is some hefty ticking war score, so we need some sieges, basically. I don't think we're going to win this one on battles alone. But having basically crushed the armies of the Pretender, King Pharaoh. Yeah, I don't really have to worry that much about him counterattacking anytime soon. So this is a relatively comfortable position. This is just a matter of sieging. You'll also notice I've got a fair few other wars going on at the moment. That was, let's see, yeah, 2 of them are to do with Aquitaine. So one's an adventurer war and one is they're all Aquitaine actually. Yeah, so Aquitaine's trying to throw its weight around, and I think they're actually. Is that an internal rebellion? Oh no, I don't think that is. But yeah, they're not so much having internal problems as external problems. And hello, did Aragon just pop out? Interesting. I don't remember seeing that on the map before. Anyway, yes. So yeah, everything west of the HRE, it's a bit of a mess, really. Let's actually pause it. Let's not make mistakes we've made before. Let's have a look and see what's going on down here in. Oh, is Pisa in this war as well? There must be. Against okay, the second Mahatrid invasion of Portugal. So that's why we can see all these Pisan troops down here. But yeah, no, look at this. The Suhalids, as they are, the current controllers of most of Arabia, they're not actually that powerful. This is possibly why Pisa was able to make a comeback. The Golden Horde, however, is actually pushing down through, I want to say the Urals. Is this the Urals? I don't know. And through Georgia, and actually now they own a part of the Persian, the land around the Persian Gulf, which is interesting. Anyway. So, yes, but that's, by the by, that's nothing to do with us really over here at the western end. And hello! Oh, okay, well, my wife's pregnant, which is nice. But, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's not going quite so well for you, is it, Duke Pharaoh? Yeah, suddenly, so somebody's pressing a claim. Duke of Argyll is pressing King Farquhar. Who's King Farquhar? I don't know. Galloway just seems to be. They just seem to have fully declared independence. So that's actually, that should be relatively easy to bring them back into the fold, because that's just going to be a de jure claim. But yeah, no, this is. Yeah, okay. So I have competition, but that actually makes it easier because it's less land for me to siege, essentially. So yeah, no, well, okay, Duke Pharaoh, this is you know, you don't like a taste of that medicine, do you? Even though it wasn't really him that I've got a beef with, it's that bloody bastard Simon Buchanan. But anyway, he's the one that's just messed everything up and brought it to this juncture. Right, castle fortifications finished in Dagobah, that's fine. I can click away some of these messages for now. Calling vassals of our former liege. Yeah, that didn't work so well last time. Calling allies. I think that didn't work so well last time either. Right, we want that siege. There's one more county holding there we can siege. I've also got the possibility to pick up a new trait. So, ambitious or content. And I think ambitious will actually pick up some good stats from ambitious. Ambitious is a useful one to have. So that's +2 across the board. Hooray, my intrigue has finally climbed above 0. I mean, my stats are still not great, but ambitious mostly counteracts slow, because that's now only -1 effect overall from those two combined. So, diplomacy 5, martial 4, stewardship 7's actually not terrible, intrigue 1 really is, and my learning, again, still by far the best stat. There is, I don't know what kind of an irony there, but, you know, I'm slow and yet I'm quite learned somehow. Mobs of opportunists, that's the word, and loyal veterans have flocked to the banner of King Pharaoh in Hereford. Oh dear. Okay, well, that just means an army is spawned down there. Let's hope it's not a big one. Let's hope it's not a big one. So, let's continue the siege. And then we can move up into Caithness. Maybe take Moray after that. That's a Scottish fleet. Where are you going, Scottish fleet? I don't trust you. It's a slightly weird feeling to see the Scottish lion on the map and think, They're my enemy. Anyway, Princess Mary of Scotland. Oh, she's actually genuinely Scottish. Right, let's get her educated. Let's put her under... Well, let's put her under Brican. Well, that sounds wrong when I say it that way, but he's one of the potential heirs. Wasn't he like a cousin or a brother or... No, not a brother, but something. He's a something, Prince Brican. High Chief, my actual brother is High Chief of Gallic. Did I marry him off at some point? Quite possibly. I don't remember that. But clearly I did. Oh yeah, no, that's right. But yeah, I was hoping to get some McJedi spread around, except they're part of the Golden Horde, which is kind of scarily big looking, but it's fine. The HRE will provide a suitable buffer, right? They don't seem to have really been pushing north into Finland, so it's fine. Right, Siege of... hello. Oh, okay, they don't actually have enough troops to siege there, that's fine. That host war has finished, so that's fine. That's one less thing on the war board, if you want to call it that. And another son, good grief. Well, I mean, that extra 20% fertility suddenly is kicked into high gear. Right, let's march on Caithness. 55% war score. So we are definitely going to win this. It's just, what kind of a mess are we going to win? Well, anyway, we're going to have a lot of tidying up to do. I'm almost tempted to do a thing I don't think I've ever done and just play off camera for a bit and try and tidy things up a bit. But no, I think we'll do it all on camera, because you never know what's going to happen and when. And if it's one of those episodes that we've had previously where like not that much happens, I can just edit big chunks of it out, basically. Right, King Pharaoh has called in the Duke of Dehubath, who isn't he revolting against the King of... Wow, he's embroiled in a lot of wars right now. But yeah, no, I guess he's made his peace. Interesting. Yes, okay. So, Simon has... this is who they're fighting to put on the throne. Farquhar. This is son of Simon Buchanan. So this is one of the filthy Buchanan pretenders. They're trying to place him back on the Scottish throne for some reason. They don't want a McJedi on the Scottish throne. Why wouldn't you? What's wrong with you people not wanting a McJedi on the Scottish throne? I mean, come on now. Right. Okay, I've sieged Dornoch, but not Thurso. Hey, I've got a scar. Okay, I was slightly concerned that wound was taking a little while. Are we actually sieging? Yes, we are actually sieging. Why did we siege one before we sieged the other? Why did we siege this bishopric before we sieged the county holding? I don't know. That's a bit of a mystery. Anyway, yeah, so scars. Chicks dig scars, right? Vassals dig scars. I think I've made that joke in a previous episode. That was the title of a previous episode, but yeah, scarring is not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Well, actually, it's pretty nice. It's just being wounded means that there's a chance it can go the other way. You can, of course, die from being wounded, or at least pick up serious illness and then die. So, although sometimes when you're making a new dynasty character, what you will see some people doing in multiplayer is taking wounded. It's always a big risk, because if you're starting a new dynasty and that wound goes nasty and they die, that's it, game over for you, because you probably won't have any heirs by that point. So yeah, it's a common way to pick up some extra points with the ruler designer, but it's also a bit risky. Anyway, we've actually got some hostile sieges going on down in Borough and Rosemarkie. Oh, okay, that's in there. That's fine. Good grief! Pregnant again! For goodness sake, we're just pushing out the kids at the moment. Right, Yoda. There we go. So we have a son, another Yoda McJedi, who's now heir to the Duchy of Provence. So we might bring in some Italian holdings. Yeah, that would I mean, that would make things very, very messy, but it's fine. It's fine. Ranfelt McJedi, who was... Oh, okay. Married... She was a former Queen of France, so there you go. It's almost like you need... When you get to having a family tree this big, you could just spend so long just crawling along and looking at what each of the family members are doing. You could kind of compile like a history of the McJedis through the ages. But anyway, we don't have time for that. Right, so we have completely, we really contributed to that holy war. So that's fine. There's still that invasion war going on. But as you can see, wow, Aquitaine's got some serious forces moving around down there, so I think they'll be fine. They've actually pulled that back from quite a negative war score to being positive, so that's fine. No, King Farquhar. He wants to institute limited crown authority, but we're just going to ignore that. Although maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should vote for it, and then he can have higher crown authority for when I come back and take his crown from him. Right, let's go march down to Cumberland. That's... Oh yeah, that's those forces there, that's fine. But 65% war score. I think we can get this done within the space of this episode. And, well, beating this army, which we can do, we have 3 times their numbers, that is going to be very beneficial. 76% war score, and we can also break this siege. In fact, 72. Ida Estrid. Okay. Okay, don't know why that's... Oh, okay. Wife of my heir, apparently. Arthael McJedi. Well, we could get him married. It's an opportunity, I suppose. We could marry him to Princess of Norway. Let's see. We could try and get a French barony. There's also a princess of the Byzantine Empire. She's 20, he's 61, and yet this would be probably quite normal for the period. Screw it, let's do that. It wouldn't give me an alliance, but we would get some... Well, he would get some prestige from that, so why not? Let's marry a Byzantine princess. And we can get... Let's go for the 100 prestige. We don't actually need gold that much at all. Our gold income, even in this reduced state, it actually is fairly healthy. I'm starting to think, wow, he really is taking this hedonism thing quite far, isn't it? Isn't he? But well, we'll go for the 10 piety option. We'll say no. And, okay, that's another daughter. Sithella. I think it's been a while since we've had a Sithella, but there we are. Right, let's wipe out those 100 guys there. Why are they... I'm slightly confused. They're sieging my... Am I technically... Are we just hostile to each other? Is that how they're able to... Yes, because we are both contesting the throne, basically. Also, I can probably recall my Chancellor, who's been sat there for ages. This is not the best time to be trying to fabricate claims on bits of England, just with everything else that's going on. Yes, okay, they've beaten off that invasion, so that's fine. That was as expected. So, well, just I don't even have to do this. It's just I want to attack those Irish forces because bloody Buchanans! I will have you, Buchanans. Your time of reckoning will come. Your short-lived reign will be stricken from the history books, and none shall ever speak of you ever again. Anyway, let's siege Moray. You can tell this is personal now, right? That's what I love about this game. These kind of grudges can happen. And it's always so entertaining when they do. It's not quite at the level of... What's that Lord of the Rings game called? I can't remember, but the one where you have to go around fighting orcs. Oh, she's slow as well. Oh dear. This is my daughter as well. That's not one of the more desirable traits to have picked up, but anyway. But, yeah, no, it's not anything like on that level, but sometimes you can end up with these these other dynasties or even specific characters that just, oh, they just, you know, you just want to see them in the ground, basically. No, we're educating. There we go. Right, so it probably doesn't matter too much who we actually pack her off to, because she's not particularly good. Let's send her off to the bishop. Maybe he can actually... This is more because of the 20% opinion bump with the bishop, but maybe he can... Like, he's a genius and she's slow, so maybe he can do something about that. Probably not, though. Right, how's this siege going? We'll actually speed this up even further. Hopefully it won't take too long. And, oh! Oh, come on! I was so winning that war. How, oh, oh, no! No, you son of a... oh! God damn you, Buchanans! I hate you so much! I hate you! You utter... Oh! God damn it! Okay, just give me a moment. Just give me a moment here. Ah! Okay, I've been breathing into a paper bag for a couple of minutes now. The urge to punch something has receded somewhat. So, the war for the crown continues, except, well, I mean, in some ways it almost makes my job easier if I can win, because I now am attacking a person that has both the Scottish and the Irish crowns. Except I'm only fighting for the Scottish crown, so it'll still be separate. He'll still have the Irish crown, and I can't like add it as a war goal or anything like that. So it just means I'm still only fighting for Scotland. Only now he's it's just goddamn Buchanans. No, calm. Be calm. Okay. Oh, breathe deep. I might need the paper bag again. Right, okay, so, okay, more sieges. I don't know why I gave up that siege. That was a bad plan. Why did I march in here? I don't know. Anyway. Bloody Buchanans. Right. This guy wants to be... she maybe doesn't have a... Oh, no, she doesn't. So he's offered to be a guardian. Sure, why not? His stats are not terrible. She's the twin of Mitra. Yes, she is. Oh, and we need a new chat slot. Okay, we'll get that sorted out. Apparently, it's actually the Tanist. Tanist Arthael, who... He must be Welsh with a name like Arthael. No, he's fake Scottish. Maybe he flipped to being fake Scottish. He's also possessed, which is not the best. Oh, hello. That's a Scottish army that's attacking. No. Right, I've got a terrain... defender advantage. But this is not good. This is not good. Because he suddenly had, like, he had troops, basically. I was beating the other guy. I was beating Pharaoh. And suddenly I'm fighting a guy that actually has troops. And it's incredibly annoying. It's just... Oh, if I can get my troops back home... Force him to attack over that strait crossing, then I might stand a chance. So, do I have enough boats? Right, he's going to march in. Right, this is a race of boats versus the other thing. But he's still got a lot of troops. It's not fair. It's just not fair. It's not. Bloody Buchanans. Like, they're just when you think, okay, I'll have to deal with them at some point. And it's fine, and we'll get to that bridge when I cross it. But no. Somehow, even though I was doing, I had quite, I was like 80% war score, and instead they got the crown. I hate those Buchanans. I hate them so much. Right, I should also check. Did I might have lost No, I think my retinues are intact. So this army is actually going to reinforce. I just need to buy time. But do I have time? Right, they're going to spend some time sieging. I'm going to bring my troops down. We'll take them down to Dublin, and they can reinforce. They won't reinforce when they're on the boats, but they can reinforce. I'm gonna just like the rest of the day is just gonna be spent making wax effigies of these Buchanans, these bloody pretenders, and it's just gonna be spent sticking pins into those wax effigies because I hate them. I hate them so much. I almost hate them more than I hate House Caption Guy. I don't even hate House Caption Guy that much because although, you know, we've had various long-standing running feuds with various members of House Caption Guy, the one thing they've never done is attack me from within. They've never stabbed me in the back in the way that the Buchanans have. My own vassals have, so there are going to be many, many hangings when I am back in charge. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, I can put some points into economy technology. I can also put something into... I can bring my cavalry up. But do I actually have that much cavalry? I probably would be better off saving my points for either light or heavy infantry. Yeah, the little cog symbols popped up, meaning I can put something... I've got enough points to basically put into anything I choose within the economy tech tree thing. It's not even really a tech tree. The economy technology groups, whatever you want to call them. The question is, which do I want to choose? Well, probably either castle infrastructure or improved keeps. Because... let's see. Keeps 5 would give basically better fortifications. Castle infrastructure would give me more troops. Do I want better fortifications or more troops? Well, probably more troops at the moment. I could also put points into construction, which is lagging behind a bit, but it doesn't actually get me anything except quicker build times. And you can use your steward for that. So, yeah. Port 4, well, we don't really want more ships. Church infrastructure and town infrastructure don't directly benefit me, but they might mean that my barony level vassals, the various mayors and bishops, would have more troops and whatever to give me. But no, I'm thinking castle infrastructure, so we're going to go for that. I wonder, what does that open up in Castle Jedi? Literally... Well, actually, no, 2 things. I was going to say literally 1 thing, but no, it's 2 things. But I can only afford 1 of them. What's my income at the moment? Minus 16. Well, that's because my retinues are reinforcing. So, yeah. Why are we sieging? Oh, a trade post. We'll be sieging a trade post. Galloway's come back in under Scotland, haven't they? Oh, you Buchanan scum. You utter... Ugh. I am vexed. I am so very, very vexed. And I will have satisfaction. Anyway. I think we're just going to be reinforcing this retinue and then we're going to be going back on the offensive. And at least, you know, I can look at it this way. It gives me a chance to take on the Buchanans in a straightforward fight, right? I don't know if I can even call in... No, there's no way of calling in the Duke of Ulster. I mean, he's one of my kin, but he apparently has absolutely no interest. And the same goes for the Duke of Deheubarth. In fact, I might actually be... I was at war with the Duke of Deheubarth, but... No, not anymore. Because of the shift in, you know... Once again, we have a new Scottish king, and it's not me. And it's now not even a McJedi. Anyway, you know, I think we might actually wrap things up here. This is just... I have to go back to the paper bag now. And then I maybe have to go and lie down in a darkened room for a while. And then maybe I need to go and talk to a therapist. And then I need to make some wax effigies. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy day, really, isn't it? There's lots and lots of things for me to do that will mostly involve me at various points shouting, "Bloody Buchanans!" Oh, dear. Right, well, CK2. Sometimes it's like this. And it's fun, but I still want to stab them in the face. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode more than I have, because, goddamn Buchanans. And if you have, you can leave any comments below. You can hit the like button, you can sub to my channel if you aren't already. And, as always, stay tuned for more.